been a running joke we've had because, as you know, Carla likes to talk a little bit. But it's good. Like, one of my favorite parts about this business is being able to travel. My journey with Young Living, I think, really started back in 2010 on a cruise ship. I was a +1 for them on the Mediterranean cruise, and it had been a dream of mine since I was in grade 6 to go to Greece. And it was a marvelous country, and this kind of weather right now really reminds me why I like traveling so much. Why I like cruises in warm areas. Well, I have a friend, Al, he likes to cruise as well. And about 5 years ago, he was on a cruise ship. And if you've ever been on a cruise ship before, you may have noticed that the top floor is kind of like an eating trough, the buffet area. And they kind of call him Big Al for a reason, because he spends a little time there. So Big Al he's up there on the top of the cruise ship, and he's going along, filling his plate, and he notices there's this 90-ish-year-old man shuffling his way through the buffet line. He's thinking, hey, cross that. So he goes to this old man, he says, so what do you do for a living? He says, young man, I'm retired. Well, okay then. So the old man says, Al, back in the 1930s, me and some of my friends moved up to California, and we started a bank together. And California grew, our business grew, and pretty soon we owned one of the 4th largest banks in California. And as we sold, we made millions of dollars. And if I can give you one piece of advice, it's that one good investment is worth a lifetime of labor. So Al's thinking to himself, is that really true? Is one good investment worth a lifetime of labor? So you start thinking, maybe like real estate. How many people here know somebody who may have invested in real estate 20, 30 years ago, and they can sell it now and earn more than they probably have in their entire life? Absolutely. Or the stock market. Somebody who made it really lucky in the stock market, invested a whole bunch of money in, and they made more on that stock than they did in their entire life. So maybe you start realizing one good investment really is worth a lifetime of labor. But why does nobody have that one good investment? Real estate is an interesting business. It requires a lot of capital, a lot of money for the down payment. And being a landlord isn't necessarily easy. I made my first house purchase at 20 years old, and I've been living there for 3-4 years now. And so why do people invest in the stock market? Well, it's because it has ups and downs. There's no security. So most people in life are going through life without a good investment. And if you do not have that good investment, then you're sentenced to a lifetime of labor. So that was really powerful. And back in 2009, I did not have a good investment. I was sentenced to a lifetime of labor working for somebody else in the paradigm of the world. 40 to 50 years of the best years of my life for somebody else so I could live on half of what I was earning as a retired person. So when I was 18, 19, 20 years old going through college, I did not have that good investment. And that is when I was introduced really to the business of Young Living. That is my good investment. That is worth a lifetime of labor. So when I was 19 years old, I was introduced to network marketing, not exactly through Young Living, but it was actually through the opportunity meeting from another company. Because as we all know, it's sometimes really hard to hear from the people closest to you, especially your parents. So I was at this opportunity meeting that one of my friends brought me to, this great opportunity where I'd be able to have financial freedom and be able to travel and be my own boss. And that company wasn't for me because they did not have phenomenal products. I could not stand behind the company. I could not stand behind the integrity, the products, and I was raised with Young Living, and I knew how well they worked, so my parents gently said, hey, you have finally discovered the wonder that is network marketing. This wonderful Young Living products you've been using for 9-10 years focuses the same model. And so at that age, when I was 20 years old, I really started to look at network marketing as my one good investment that would be worth a lifetime of labor. So I started building my business. I did silver at 21 years old. And I was able to go on a few incentive trips. I won the Ireland trip. We were on the Caribbean cruise last year, and I got to speak at 3 conventions so far. But the pinnacle of where my Young Living career really took off from being a hobby to a profession was in November of 2011. where I finally, after the Orlando convention, 2 weeks after I resigned from my personal training position and my safety net, and decided I was going to do Young Living full-time as a 22-year-old silver. And so I started into this full-time Young Living business, which was the scariest thing I've ever done in my entire life, losing that safety net. Even though I had a generous silver income that would pay for my expenses, not having that job really scared me. Gary says that 2012 was the year of transformation, and I can attest to that because I remember setting a New Year's resolution. In January of 2012, I had seen a Facebook status from a colleague of mine, Mr. Benji, and he had posted that he and his organization were going to help share Young Living with 365 new people in that year. Essentially one a day. And in my mindset, my consciousness, I thought that was crazy talk. I looked at my previous months, the results that I had gotten before, and thought there is no way that I should be able to do that. But I decided if he can do it, I can do it. So that was my goal, 365 people as an organization in 1 year. And what do you know, I started studying the law of attraction, Bob Proctor's work, Think and Grow Rich. And the months that I thought there'd be no way I could do 30 people a month with my group, 30 people happened. And I kept that going, 30, 30, 30. And I started realizing as I changed my goals, as I stretched myself, my own personal development, that the bigger my goals got, the more realistic they really did become. That comes all the way through the convention of last year, the Transformation Convention. Probably one of the pinnacle moments of my life where I decided I was going to really treat this as a business. I realized I'd been at 3 conventions in a row as a silver, and I was ashamed. I knew the quality and the competitiveness of my nature, and that 3 years as a silver was not the growth that I desired, that I wanted. And I told anybody who would listen, I will never come to another Young Living convention ever again as a silver. I will not come. And I had a driving, burning desire. I will never, ever, ever come back next year unless I was at least a gold, but my real goal was platinum. And so I went around and I found golds, platinums, diamonds, and crown diamonds, and I found their little neck lanyards. And I borrowed it from them. Because I said, I need to put this up on my vision board at home. And I stuck little date, Bob Proctor date counter things on where I would hit gold, platinum, diamond. And from there, the transformation has been unreal. Within 3 months of that convention, we were able to achieve gold. And in January, we had platinum. So within 7 months of that definitive goal, went from silver to platinum. And before it was 23, and I used to stay in 24. So, and I can tell you that that's not where it stops. But the thing I really want to drive home is the importance of having goals and stretching yourself. Because as this year goes on, 2013, the year of abundance, is that goal that I had back in January as an organization, having 365 new people join in 1 year that at one point I thought was impossible. This is now 16 months ago. I thought that was crazy. Last month, in the shortest month of the year, we had just under 450 people join in 1 month. 16 months ago, that kind of growth, with all the limiting beliefs I had, you're too young, you're male, it's a female-dominated company, you need to be older and more female to be successful. That wasn't an option for me. I had to work with the cards I was dealt and not take excuses. And through that, I've attracted in an abundance of leaders, especially younger leaders, things that are not traditionally seen. I want to recognize the 8 silver and 6s that we've had in our organization since that incentive was put in June. So I want these people to stand up because these members are the reason why Canada, in our group at least, the Green Team, Dream Team, had this kind of growth to reach silver that quickly. And one member in this room has not even been in Young Living for 2 months from enrollment. And she hit silver in 41 days. You know what that tells me? This is not a business where you need to know everything. Because you can't know everything in 41 days. If you've seen that EODR, when you haven't picked one up from LSP, try and just read that and absorb that in 41 days, and you'll be sitting in the same spot you are right now. So it takes a lot of action, persistence, and a drive, knowing that you have the best products and essential oils in the entire world. With that behind you, it does not matter what you really know up here, because the oils work, they sell themselves. But if you have the drive, the determination, the desire to reach something like Silver in 6 is very achievable. We've got a joke now that's now going to be Silver in 6 weeks up here in Canada. So I want to recognize Megan, Jolene, who's not here today unfortunately, Heidi, Heather, Sherry, Chelsea, Vicky, and Stacy. January of last year, and the soonest is January of this year. You are the only person who controls your own limitations, your own limiting beliefs, your own growth. Stretch yourself, stretch your dreams, talk to some of these people because they have pearls of wisdom. And if there's one thing that Heather shared, Silver in 6 weeks, is that you just need to do it. Get moving. Drove this from here in Red Deer to Saskatoon and back in one evening for a home presentation. That's a 10-hour round trip through a snowstorm. With that kind of driving desire, imagine what we could do. It's powerful. You guys can sit down. Thank you. But that kind of growth and driving determination, if we carried that with us every single day, that chip on our shoulder, that you have things that will change people's lives forever, imagine what you can do. Every single person I've ever talked to and introduced Young Living to, the number one thing I hear is, how did I live without these oils before? I wish I had them for my first kid, or my second kid, or my third kid. I would never go without these oils ever again. Empower a mom with a teething baby with thieves, and they can lose their jobs, and they will never go without these ever again. And that builds a sustainable business. When you have products that are not wants, you're not selling purses or candles or other things that will come and go. You're selling a needed product that every single person out there needs, desires, wants. So it makes it a lot easier to talk to somebody when you can carry that kind of confidence. Price isn't an issue. You can't afford not to have the oils. I have no issues asking for a credit card. I have no issues racking up that thing. Give it to me. We'll sign you up. We'll get you going. We'll establish your account. We'll get you on essential work, and we will change your life, whether it's physically or financially. Because every member who stood up for the Silver in 6, who's been in Young Living for less than 16 months, that's a powerful financial transformation as well. So I want to honor those people and the other members in the room. I know Carla and Bill already got them too. Carla and Bill is my mom and dad, but I know Carla and Bill. Again, I want to acknowledge the people who helped everyone here get to where they are. So the Green Team, Dream Team, just a little, I want to honor you guys. So Young Living has a model, wellness, purpose, and abundance. I think you'll find that traditionally in Young Living, there's a lot of people brought in for the wellness factor. You were very unhealthy before and needed these life-saving products to improve your health. Or you may have been a practitioner who needed to use them to empower others with their health. Young Living is an optimal leading wellness company. Then you have the abundance. There's a little bit less members who may have come in for the business opportunity. But with that business opportunity comes a driving force of wellness. You cannot make money in this business without helping a ton of people get healthy. It is impossible. If you do not like money, but you really like people being well, get them their oils and then donate your check to the Gary Foundation. If you really don't want it, great, but you can still help a ton of people be well. If you really enjoy money, that's great. In your strive for getting that financial abundance, you will inadvertently help thousands of people find a health that they would not have known otherwise. And then there's a different group of people in the middle, the purpose people. Do you have any purpose people that you feel like you're here just for the purpose, more than the wellness or the abundance? I think that there's one and the other. I was a purpose person. Because at 19, 20 years old, being raised in the hopes of wellness and being a well-oiled child from 10 years old up, I had a lot of personal wellness. I was fit. I was in personal training. And abundance, I was always very physically responsible, you may say. Started working from a young age, and copper wire was created by 2 greens fighting over a penny. So I was very physically responsible, which is how I was able to purchase a house at 20 years old. But so what I was searching for at 20 years old was a purpose. Like many youths today, I often woke up feeling empty. Feeling like if I didn't wake up the next day, that there'd be no reason for being around, that I didn't have a driving purpose for being here. And so that was really powerful to experience as a college boy, to be able to have a purpose of empowering so many people's health and wealth that I can't put a description on the abundance that's given me internally. The amount of friendships I have with my distributorship, with other distributors, and be able to go and talk to founders and the corporate staff, it just is an abundance that you cannot put on a checkbook. So for all you purpose people, rock on. Because having this purpose has given me new life. It's given me a drive to get up in the morning. It's given me, in many ways, like my life that I have now, which I'm very, very appreciative for. So whether you're looking for wellness, purpose, or abundance, Young Living offers all 3 of those, and I don't think there's anybody in this room or in this world who wouldn't benefit from either one of those. So Monday morning, I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to be sleeping in. Because the only job security you have is when you wake up in the morning and you look the boss in the mirror. So Monday morning, I get to wake up. Yeah, I get to sleep in. And but many of you, how many people here are going to have to go to a job on Monday? I imagine there's a majority. Sure. So picture you're at this job, and your boss comes up and taps you on the shoulder and says, hey there, Gary. I've got some good news and some bad news. What do you want first? Well, I don't know. Maybe I'll take the bad news. Okay, the bad news is you're fired. No, that's terrible news. What am I supposed to do? Like, I got my kids at home. I got home with my wife. What am I supposed to tell them? I got to pay the bills. It's just the worst news of the day. So what's the good news? Well, the good news is you get to home early. That's not good news. Now I have to tell them sooner. I can't pretend like I have a job still. And so you're thinking about all these bills you gotta pay, your kids, the soccer fees, the hockey fees, hockey moms. And so you're thinking of all the bad things about losing your job. And so you're like, Mr. Boss, is there any reason, any way I can stay? He said, well, with the computer technology, we're replacing a ton of jobs with media, so we're keeping a select few people on board, and the only way we can keep you on board is if you can work an extra hour of overtime from 5 to 6 p.m. every day for the next 2 years. You think, okay, done. Sign papers, because I can't lose my job. I got to pay these bills. They say, you know what? Because you're helping us out in this hard time, for working an extra hour of overtime from 5 to 6 with no pay, after 2 years, we'll let you retire at full salary. Now, woo! Best day ever. So you're going out your day-to-day work, you're putting in an extra hour, 5 to 6, 1 hour from Monday to Friday. And after 6 months of putting in that time, you're probably at some sort of party or hanging with some friends. They'll say, you gotta quit that job. You gotta get a job where they're gonna pay you for your time. You gotta pay you for that extra hour of time. You say, no way. I got 18 more months, and then I'm off scot-free at full salary. You're not gonna listen to the naysayers. You're not gonna let peer pressure hold you back in your job. So maybe 18 months goes by, and your wife calls you or your husband calls you. You say, honey, come home from work. We want you for dinner. We miss you. Quit that job and get a job where they're going to pay you for your extra time. You say, no way, I only got 6 more months and I'm off scot-free. I've got full salary. And after 2 years, of working an extra hour a day for no pay, you can retire full salary. Well, I'm sorry to tell you that when you go to your job on Monday, they don't offer you that benefit. But with Young Living, you do. When you become your own CEO, your own boss, and you start building your business at an extra 1 hour a day, it is completely possible in 2 years or less to replace your full-time salary, empowering people with wellness, purpose, and abundance. You heard the transformation. My last January, we did 30 new people. My last February, we did 30 new people. 1 year goes around, we've had 8 people who have reached a leadership rank, silver and 6, in a quick time, and gone from 30 people to almost 450. Imagine that's going to be in 1 more full year. So when you're at your job, and you're thinking about the extra time you're putting in, think about if you invested an extra 1 hour a day on your home business. And you get to choose who you work with, you get tax benefits, you get leading wellness products at wholesale prices, and the ability to share that with others. That sounds like the best job in the world. And that's what my job